Fur999 came out of the eternal slumber and blessed us with a combo video showcasing how broken Midnight Blade is. It inspired us to take this a step further and break down Midnight Blade like we always do, with a deep dive on the moves and counters. So if you run into Fur yourself, you might be able to survive long enough to take a picture with your favorite YouTuber. As always, each video has a Perm Fruit giveaway, including this one. Leave a comment and you might win, and we'll update the pinned comment to show who won in that video. On this channel, we focus purely on the PvP aspects of Blox Fruit, so watch a different video on how to get Midnight Blade. Midnight Blade has been completely reworked, and not only is it visually impressive, but it's a deceitfully strong sword. Fur calls it the new best sword in Blox Fruits, and the reason for that is on first glance, both moves break instant. But let's dive into things, and you can be the judge yourself. Remember, with the new enchantments, the numbers are always subject to change, so just be mindful of the base cooldowns and that they can differ by plus or minus 2 to 3 seconds. With that in mind, let's get it. Starting things off with Midnight Z. Midnight Z is a 3-part attack with a base cooldown of 9 seconds. You shoot a projectile forward, and it slashes with a large hitbox. If you get hit with a slash, you're stunned, slice several times, followed by an explosion. The hitbox of this move is massive and deceiving. You think it would just be the slash, but it's actually the explosion, as seen here. The vertical hitbox covers from the top of the blade slash all the way down to the bottom. Now technically, if your instinct is on, you can dodge this move on the outskirts of the slash, so having instinct on can greatly reduce the likelihood of this move hitting you when it misses. But a direct hit will break instinct, so in my opinion, it's not really worth it to keep instinct on. Now this projectile technically scoops, and so if the projectile is shot past you, it will break the instinct, you'll be dragged into the slices and then the explosion. Once you're slashed by the first hit, you're in a stun and slice several times, but those slices are Kentrickable. It burns about 3 dodges in total. The slices pull you towards the center of the orb-like area spawned by Midnight, and once the slice finishes, the orb explodes. The opponent is sent in the direction perpendicular or directly away from the center of the orb. That's why sometimes when you hit an opponent with this move, they don't directly go away from you, but sometimes to the side. The explosion is Kentrickable, but by the time the explosion happens, the Midnight user can already follow up with a combo immediately. Note that even though you're stuck in the slicing animation, there's no iframe, so technically you're stuck in this animation, and so if you're being teamed against, this is a good time for them to be able to jump you and possibly kill you. Offense-wise, Midnight Z is an incredibly consistent combo starter or extender. You just have to pay attention to where they're going to travel based off the explosion so you can follow up with any move. You want to see something cool? You know how chop users can't be damaged or affected by sword moves? Well, they can with Midnight Z. They don't take any damage, but they still get absorbed, and you can still do a follow-up combo. Check this out. Isn't this cool? Now, defense-wise, we've covered the Kentrick windows, but I have some secret sauce for you. There is technically a flash step window in there. If you pop Ken after the first hit, start dodging the slices, and then on the third dodge, flash step. Sadly, it does burn a lot of resources, but at least it guarantees your survival. And even better, if you know what move they're going to follow up with after this move, you can counter it. Quick recap on the defenses. Kentrick after you get hit with the first slice, and then flash step after the third dodge and punish. Moving on to Midnight X. Midnight X is a dash that serves as a solid combo starter or extender as well. Base cooldown 14 seconds and it breaks instant. You dash forward and you slice. The range is deceptively long, similar to Midnight Z or even Sanguine Z. As you can see here, the small explosion in front of the user is the end of this hitbox. Once you hit an opponent, they're stunned. You dash through them and send them directly over you in a lobbing pattern in front of you, making it very easy to combo off of. The hitbox of the move is large, but only a direct hit breaks Ken. Technically, hitting near the opponent does not break instinct, but it would hit the opponent if their instinct was off. The move, unfortunately, is not Kentrickable and does break Ken during the entire duration of the move, so it's not really worth it to keep your instinct on thinking they might miss. This is really what makes the sword so strong, especially with GodHuman, just like Fur uses. With GodHuman C, the best combo starter in the game, the sword is deadly since you can chain GodHuman C into Midnight X to start the combo strong. Defense-wise, there's really not a lot you could do against this move besides dodge it, because if you think about it, for the most part, it breaks instinct, it can't be Kentrick. The only way you could really dodge it is by unpredictable movement, baiting out the option, or turning your instinct on, but there's too much risk there. The best bet is cooldown management, understanding it takes about 14 seconds for this move to come back, so if they whiff it, you could be mindful that they don't have this option available. Moving on to enchantments. As a gun main, Strong Grip has been pretty solid. Midnight does a good job at starting a combo, so it's not a bad option to have that 2k extra damage. As a sword main though, Sharpshooter's been completely nerfed. So in my opinion, 10% damage for 20% longer cooldowns is not worth it, but you can go Masterpiece for 5% damage buff, which is only 5% less, and an 8% cooldown reduction. Now, blessing-wise, honestly, people don't know too much about blessings right now, but I like the Sea or the Frozen Blessing. Both of these do a good job in 1v1, because the Seasickness reduces their health regen to basically 0, and even pretty much negates Angel V3, and then Frozen reduces their movement speed by a ton. That way, even if they do Kentrick, if they rely on dashing to get out of your move, they're frozen, so they move a lot slower and it's harder for them to get away. So let's talk about some combos. Done them with any move. We use Rumble X here, then Midnight Z immediately into Sanguine Z, then C into Midnight X, and finish with Sanguine X. One of first combos is GodHuman C, Midnight X, turn around GodHuman Z, then Midnight Z into GodHuman X. For Dragon Talon, Midnight X into Z, then Dragon Talon X into Z, flash step, then catch him with Dragon Talon C. Let's jump right into the PvP. I'm going Sword Main and I start with Sanguine C to take up space while fighting Pop Z using Spirit. Sanguine X misses and he catches me with Spirit C combo. I pop Cyborg V3 just in case, so that's down. I can the GodHuman Z and punish with Sanguine Z, which was a nice turnaround, especially with Cyborg on. Midnight Z makes him run because he's low, so I stay above him and pressure. He catches me in Spirit Vs, but I Kentrick the explosion and Spiky Pool. I hit him with Soul Guitar Z, but Sanguine C misses. Poke him with Sanguine X and he's super low. Midnight Z to the left, he runs right, and I catch him with Midnight X for the kill. So many options with Midnight Blade. Next fight is against Fire using Rumble. I read his dash and catch with Midnight X, but I'm slow to combo, so he lives for now. Sanguine C makes him continue to run, and his pattern is predictable, so I follow around and stay in his range since Rumble X is still down. I hit Midnight Z just as it comes up, but my portal displaces me for the follow-up. He catches me with a nice Rumble C read, but we reset and he whiffs CDK, Z, and X, and I catch him with Midnight X as he Soul Guitars. And this fight is all about interrupted combos. Sanguine C takes up space, and I try for Sanguine Z, but Rumble X catches me. He retreats though, so it's time to go aggressive. He whiffs Rumble C, so 3 Sanguine X for me. He Rumble Vs, and since I'm a nerd, I know Midnight Z is gonna kill here, and I go for it through the Spirit Bomb for the kill. Last fight is Gunmaid Midnight Blade versus Pop Z using TTK. Mid-fight, I catch him with Midnight Z, Cyborg V3 into Portal Z gun combo, but he lives with Cyborg V3. GodHuman C, best combo start in the game, into TTK X, but we live those. He's dashing to my left, so I predict with Midnight X into the final combo that takes the game. GG's Pop Z, you normally win, so nice to take a few here and there. Okay, the last consideration from first video is Cyborg V3. Great move to use offensively or defensively. Offensively, whenever you force your opponent to stay near you, it burns their dodges and acts like a delayed Ken break. Midnight in general is a perfect sword to pair with Cyborg V3, and shout out to Pop Z for the idea here. In your combo, if you pop Cyborg V3 as they get hit with either of the moves, especially Midnight Z, since they're grabbed and held in close, their instinct dodges will be broken. This combo is busted, so you need to know how to counter it. The main way to counter Cyborg V3 is the same way that we counter Shark V3, even pre-nerf Shark V3. You have to bait them into using that option early. You can force an opponent or trick an opponent into using Cyborg V3 or Shark V3, either by landing a preliminary combo or getting a full combo on it. They'll use their Cyborg V3 defensively, and that gives you 30 seconds to know that everything is okay and you can do whatever you want. You have 2 options if they burn Cyborg V3 defensively when you combo them. You could finish the combo if it can do enough damage to get them low, even through the defensive box. Or you could stop the combo early and just kite your opponent until the V3's down and then shoot for a more full combo late. If you're well-rounded with your kit, most of your moves can be combo starters. This can make your opponent mentally think about popping their V3 early, and they will. And then from there, you know that for the next 30 seconds, Midnight Z can and should be Kentrick. In this example, I see the pop Cyborg V3 and I back off, knowing the option's down. And then after the 6 seconds is down, I'm able to play aggressive, and here we go. I guarantee the kill. Baiting options is insanely important when dealing with a Shark or a Cyborg main. Well, I hope you learned something about how to use or counter Midnight Blade. Shout out to Fur999 for the inspiration. We were really excited to be able to create this Midnight Blade breakdown for you. If we missed something cool, let us know in the comments so we can make a part 2. If you like the video, please leave a like or leave a comment below if you want to see us do something else. See you next time for the next deep dive.